goes, if she can't run steel, she doesn't deserve brass. I don't necessarily agree with that. Not every firearm runs steel reliably, and that's okay. If it runs brass reliably, if that's what you run, then it's perfectly fine. As far as why you'd want steel, it's typically cheaper. Right now, with the way things are, it's not really a whole lot cheaper, and I typically don't buy steel case because it's not, there's not a whole lot of savings there. If you buy, I guess, before if you bought 9mm in bulk, it's cheaper than just buying these, so no real savings there, no real point. I don't do any reloading myself, so that'd be an issue if you would to shoot brass. You can't, well, at least my understanding, I don't do any reloading. You can't reload steel case. In my experience shooting steel case in like at least in pistol calibers, it typically runs a little bit dirtier. Not really an issue. As far as added risk to using steel case, I don't really see any. At least for the amount of rounds I use steel case. If I shoot 100 rounds of steel case, I'm not expecting any damage to my firearms. Some firearms I usually only use steel case just because it's cheaper, like for the Mosin, the AK, Russian rifles typically have steel case reliably, so not a big issue there. And just to show you guys, that's all it is. Again, a little bit cheaper, runs dirtier, but outside of that, I don't really see an issue. I will be using my Glock 19 today, just 100 rounds. Ray's gonna bring a, well, he's bringing a new 9mm. He hasn't shot it yet. He didn't want to break it in with steel. It's personal choice. Again, like if you have brass, there's no real point to going out to look for steel. It's typically cheaper, and that's usually the point. Right now, ammo prices being crazy online, they're not cheaper online, and in stores they're marked up also. So to me, at least, if you have nothing, it's it's better than nothing. But I would just stay away from it. But using a Pro Mag Glock magazine also, so using both together. If I have any issues, it could be the magazine, could be the steel, but this is like, at least in my mind, the least reliable setup I can have with the Glock, and I still think it'll be very reliable. Just for 100 rounds, so we'll see. Ray's bringing something else, and I'll probably bring it like a 22 of some sort to the range to have some fun plinking. And yeah, that's gonna be the video for today. We'll pick up at the range. Bad reputation will be reliable.
If it can be reliable with this, then that Glock reliability will truly be something. I know a lot of older firearms have trouble with steel case. Usually the more modern ones don't, though.
Yeah.
Though I have seen a lot of more modern firearms that have fucked up with steel case.
They still hold a bad reputation. I don't know if I want to use a speed loader or keep going this way.
So that one's a little bit wonky. You gotta put it in and then lift up and then slide it back.
Ah. Yeah.
It is not as convenient as the Maglula.
I'll just do 15. I'll hold away on the last. Got 15 in there. Hold 18, but try it out. All right, I gotta make sure I grab the right one. They look exactly the same to me. No issue. My group wasn't the best. I'm low there on the bottom left, but
I started to kind of go all over the place myself, but yeah.
No issues. I'm gonna do another 15 real quick in video.
Do you want me to pause it?
No, keep going. Keep it going. I'll do a quick 10, I suppose.
So, how you liking that? How's the recoil on it?
Not bad. Check the grainage on this. I never shot. I bought this for, haven't shot the Glock, and I haven't shot this in a while. 115 grain. I typically don't shoot steel case. Not that I do any reloading or anything like that. It's just like the cost savings isn't really there for me. It's really not that much less. And if you buy in bulk brass, you know, we're talking pennies difference.
But it is one of the few things that is still cheap right about now.
Yeah, that is true. No issue. Good stuff for the range.
Alright, now shoot it sideways.
You want to try it?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Ray's also going to use the Pro Mag and steel case ammo. I'll show you guys my group there. Not the best, but you know, no issues so far. I don't know how many rounds I can go through. I only brought 100 in the steel case. Other guns we're going to shoot today.
I think this is actually like a bit harder to load.
What, the ammo itself?
Yeah.
You think that's the ammo itself or the magazine, or a little bit of both?
I think it's mostly just the ammo. Like the steel cases don't want to glide across each other as good as the brass. Like I'm having to muscle it down a little bit more than the brass was on mine. Plus, like, as the rounds are kind of like sliding around a little bit.
All right, go ahead, put some rounds downrange.
Okay. I guess that's just how we're gonna do. There you go.
All right, we got one.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
Is it the magazine?
I think it's the rounds, man.
No, well, look at that. It's not coming back up.
I think it's the rounds. I think they're causing binding.
All right, go ahead and take that round out. Is that a live one?
Yep.
So I take back everything I said. Not reliable. Who knew? If you cheap out on your equipment, they don't run so well.
Try and like loosen them up a little bit.
We're not cavemen.
We are
have
in fact
technology.
cavemen.
He's not feeding in now?
Nope, doesn't want it.
I'm gonna chalk that up more to the magazine itself.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I have a 10 rounder with me that I have as a range magazine that came with this pistol. I want to run the steel case through that, or to keep this video going. It's falling out now.
See, look, they're bound down in there.
Oh. If you let me see the answer. Yep. That's a bit of an issue. Let me see if I can I don't know. Just throw that in the ammo can. Let's just keep shooting. So I am back at the house. We did get the magazine to clear those 3 or 4 rounds that were stuck. It was pretty well unfair test using steel case with this Pro Mag magazine, although using the standard Glock 18 rounders, no issue for the well, this made it through what was it? Almost 40 rounds, no issue. Made it to 30 something rounds, and it started to give issues using the standard 18 rounders from Glock. No issues using steel case, made it through the other box, no issue. So with this, I haven't given up on it. I still wouldn't recommend it. This has been the only dud so far. The other Pro Mags that I bought for the AK LCP9, no issue. I have other Pro Mags for my MMP 2.0 that I have not have issues with. But this as like a range mag, I still wouldn't recommend. I do want to put just brass case ammo through this and just to see another 100 rounds. I do want to take the Glock out some more after changing out the sights, so I'll do that at some point. But yeah, as of now, will not run steel case ammo. That's not the Glock. That's just this magazine. For whatever reason, Ray was saying because just steel itself didn't want to slide against each other as nicely as brass would, not as smooth, not as sleek, I suppose. But yeah, did not work well together. The only real takeaway is like don't cheap out. If you were to pick up Glock magazines, sometimes they're even cheaper than the Pro Mags. And for ammo, I still don't recommend steel case. That's not to say that if you found some cheap, I would stay away from it. Then I would pick it up for range ammo or what have you. And yeah, that's it for this video. We'll be using this magazine after changing out the sights on the Glock. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching.